Midnight Mass. So before I go into it, I just want to hear your thoughts on. You have seen episode 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, I've seen the first two episodes of Midnight
Right.
Mass, and just because the way everything's going in my life right now, it's hard for me to binge stuff. So it's easier for me to watch movies because it's just one sitting, but to watch an actual show, it's like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours. So, yeah, I'm slowly going through Midnight Mass, and I actually deliberately didn't watch any trailers for this because I just wanted to go in blind because Flanagan, his name is on this. Like I don't know if he directed every single
He
episode, but
did.
the he directed the ones he didn't. Okay, he directed some of the episodes,
No, he
but his
did.
name is
He did
attached. He's like
direct
the
all of them.
oh
Yep.
he did cool. So this is basically a
Yeah.
movie from Mike Flanagan. I loved Doctor Sleep. I thought it was absolutely a brilliant sequel to The Shining, and maybe even better than the actual Shining, maybe, but it's just that good. And then Hush is the other one I got to see of his a few years ago. I think it's
Yeah.
called Hush. It's kind of this deaf woman in the house and this killer. Really, really good. Around the third act, maybe it gets a little bit because then it's revealed who's in the mask and stuff like that. But I don't like horror films that where you show the villain's face, right, like
Right.
that. But anyway, yeah, so I'm a big fan of him. I'll watch anything that he does. And what's the other two Netflix series that he did, or the first two seasons? The
Haunting of Hill
Haunting of
House.
Bly Manor.
Yeah, and then Bly Manor.
Yeah, Bly. Yeah. So like he's his track record is absolutely brilliant. So I didn't watch the trailers. I watched the first two episodes, and it was a lot slower than I thought it was going to be. I didn't know if it was going to be like supernatural or if it was a religious cult or if there's ghosts because I literally have seen nothing from this. But yeah, just kind of at the end of the episode one, there's just like a strong hint of what this may be. And then going into episode two, a little bit more shown. But I like how he's taken time to develop the characters, and just it's very slow. But the reason I'm not complaining is because it's Mike Flanagan, because I know this guy is gonna, in the end, he's gonna hit this hard. He's gonna really, really make something amazing here and probably nail it because he's just that good. And I would love for him to direct maybe a Justice League Dark movie or a Swamp Thing movie for DC because I think he would be absolutely perfect. But yeah, what I've seen so far is interesting, and like it's not just the main character that I like. There's the surrounding characters that are kind of building this small community that all these people live in, and even the priest. I will say that something seems off with this guy completely. The kind of there's a priest I think he's on screen right now. Um, there's a lot of characters. I don't know what to make of them because they just seem weird. Are they just weird because they live in this town, isolated from like city people, or of things like that, or is there something deeper going on with these characters? But yeah, I'm enjoying it. But people are saying online like this is one of the best shows ever. Like some of the critics are saying this, some audiences are saying that like this is supposed to be absolutely brilliant. So I'm interested to see where it goes.
I'll say one thing. Um, you should have seen episode 3
I will.
because that's when shit actually starts picking up. Not that the first two episodes are not good, they are amazing, but like you said, they are a slow burn and it establishes a lot of the stuff before going into each and every aspect of what's happening in the show, right? So when episode 3 hits and when that scene comes up, you are just shocked and amazed at what you're seeing. You probably have theories already after 2 episodes, what's gonna be in the show and stuff because of the hints that we got in the first 2 episodes. Um, uh, I don't know if I should ask you or would that be a spoiler? Do you have any theories
Um,
as to what you're gonna see in the coming episodes?
yeah, because like religion is a big thing about this, and I was thinking, is it going to be some sort of religious cult or sacrifice to the devil or something like that? But then as episode one went on a little bit, it was kind of, I don't know if it is supernatural, but there's like a glimpse of something. Like these characters see something and then it quickly goes away, and one of the characters is like, oh, I thought I seen something over there. My mind must be playing tricks on me. So I don't know what to expect yet, but if I was to guess, I would just say maybe demons, people possessed by the devil, stuff like that. That's just what my guess is right now, but I don't really know. There could be ghosts, there could be a cult, but right now I think it's just maybe demons. There's a demon possessing people, maybe. I don't know. I'm not too sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I kind of thought that as well in the beginning, and I won't say that I was right or wrong. I just think that they established it pretty well, and they showed how much they wanted to show in the beginning, and I think that they did it brilliantly. And the moments when you see certain stuff in the first two episodes, it's obviously very haunting because of the music and the way it's done. I always love when in horror movies you see a certain shot for like 2 or 3 seconds, and then something moves, and then you realize, oh, that was in the shot and I didn't see it, right? So that's always a brilliant way of scaring people, I guess, in horror movies. I love that thing because it's so um, it's scary because it's right in front of you, but you didn't see it before until it moved, and I love that. But anyway, I watched the entire season. I binged it, and obviously, I watched the first two. With the early screenings, with the fan early screenings that they sent out, and I was just amazed by that as well. But I saw those two episodes again and binged the entire season. So yeah, I definitely loved everything about this show. The religious aspects were really amazing, and you kind of kept wondering, um, you keep questioning if they want us to, if they are saying that religion is good, or are they pro or anti religion? That's what I'm trying to say. You keep thinking what the director is trying to say, and it really is a um, I don't know. It really is a good mix of both sides. They really show that it's not all good or all bad and stuff. But extreme religion or fanaticism and all that could be harmful, and for people. So not just religion, but any cult or any belief system or any faith system you have, right? So I do like that aspect that he goes really deep into it, and there are so many setups and paybacks. I just love that stuff because I'm a big fan of elements in the shows or movies when people set up stuff and you remember that, and when it pays back you obviously call back to that, and oh, that meant that, right? So I just like that stuff a lot, and he did that a lot in the show. Like every single scene, every single dialogue was very important, even the scenes that you think are like very slow or um filler type stuff, they are actually very important for the entire thing until the end. So I just loved every scene in this, and there are so many characters, and a lot of these characters you may or may not agree with, but you can definitely see where they're coming from. So all the characters are very fully realized, and there are so many subplots going on. um, I think one of the most brilliant things he did was isolating the location of the show in a on an island where there are only like hundreds of people. So with that, it kind of feels like you kind of know everybody around, and it feels like one big family instead of one city or something like that, where you might not know certain people, right? So one of those brilliant things that he incorporated was that one, and I think that also allows for him to explore like different characters and what different characters mean to other characters, and how they interact with each other, how their past was to each other, and that was very much explored going forward in the other episodes. And I think that one of the best things out of this is that it definitely surprises you a lot, and you get everything you are hoping to get from this, and the payoff at the end is also really awesome. um and I won't say what it actually did at the end. Obviously, even I won't even talk about it. But yeah, leading up to it, everything, it was amazing, and the performances from the actors are just brilliant. There's one character, the father character, is just amazing. The way he speaks and the way he performs on screen is just very riveting. I think he made the show. And also there's this other character who is kind of the standout character in the show. After people have watched it, they pretty much hate her, and that's the I don't know what to call her, sister character. I don't know, the
She
priestess,
kind of helps she kind of helps the priest and stuff
right?
like that. She probably organizes like everything for
Right.
mass for the priests and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yes.
she's
Oh, she's a great character. A lot of people absolutely hate her, and I can see why. But she gets annoying sometimes, yes. But I do love the portrayal of her character. She did a pretty good job at making everybody feel that way. And that just goes to show how good of an actor you are, right? When 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 you when you play a character so well that it gets a very strong reaction out of the audience, it shows that you did your job, right? So she does that here, and I just love that character, and also hate that character at the same time. But yeah, it was all done pretty well. But there's also one more thing that I would say, that Rahul Kohli's character is also pretty good. He plays a Muslim character here, and he also has a son. And there's some scenes where so he's basically the only Muslim character here in the show, right? And the others are Christians, and some are not Christians, right? So there's also very interesting scenes involving him and the dynamics that the interplay between them and the other religious characters in the show. Those are also pretty good. And yeah, I think that he did a pretty good job as well. And obviously, Mike Flanagan did a pretty good job at writing this character. And I think that he was absolutely essential to the show, because of what the show was trying to say, until the very end. I think he was very important. And I think the way he was portrayed was very important. And I'm glad that Mike Flanagan involved him and that character as in the show, for this story. So yeah, I do really, really appreciate that. And I think that one of the he also has some very funny scenes as well. So I think he did a pretty good job. I know a lot of people kind of hate him, or think that he's a dick or whatever, and that might be true. But I'll give credit where credit's due, and he has never disappointed me in terms of acting, or acting in any shows or movies. I saw him in Bly Manor; he was great in that, and he's great here. So yeah, I did enjoy his portrayal, and I did like his character a lot. And yeah,
yeah. I'm looking forward to finishing this season. Got some facts about Midnight Mass if you wanna know some facts.
yes,
So maybe you've seen this. Some people may have seen this on Twitter, but Mike Flanagan's previous work, Gerald's Game, Jesse, the main character, throws a book at the dog that is titled Midnight
yeah,
Mass, which also is the name of the book Maddie was writing in Hush. So Midnight Mass is something that Flanagan has wanted to do for so long. Also,
it's his passion
this show
project.
was
So there's
yeah,
there's
and
a
it was
character called Riley in this, and in one of the interviews, Mike said that that character was based on him. So the journey that Riley goes through in the show, it's kind of based on what Mike experienced in his life. So that's a pretty cool thing.
and the show was filmed in 18 days.
What?
So
No way.
that's pretty good. Yeah, it was filmed during COVID, and everyone, of course, had to follow the quarantine procedures because of COVID-19. And he thanked everyone for their cooperation and working together to get this done in 18 days. So that's pretty amazing because there's some
That
great
is
shots in this. Like I
unbelievable.
love because
You don't even know
when
what's
I'm
coming.
like if you like if you think of a movie idea or of a TV idea, like you don't think of the things in between, like say the scenery shots, of a car driving through a town, and like the camera covers the entire area, stuff like that. There's some cool shots like that in this first two episodes that
Yeah,
I've seen, and I'm sure there is more in the next five. But like to know like that was 18 days and they had this planned perfectly just shows you how much work he puts into it.
that is
And
crazy.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And the IM DB score is 7.8, which is it's hard to IMDb anybody can write a score, but Rotten Tomatoes, the critics, 94% of them thought this was a brilliant show. 10 that's nearly 10 out of 10. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's 94% is brilliant. I don't know if it will go down too much further because like this is on Netflix and probably all of the critics who are going to review this have probably watched it by now, or but also the average audience score is 74%. So pretty much everybody's enjoying this show. So
Yeah.
it's not a flopper anyway. It's a big success, and hopefully it brings numbers in for Netflix because I want Mike Flanagan to continue working for them because I think here is where he'll get just his complete of creative freedom,
Yes.
which we all want.
Yeah, that's what even he said. I was watching some of the interviews with him, and he said that he's very, grateful for grateful for Netflix to allow him to create this series, not just a film, because I don't think he would have been able to explore all of this, in a film format, because there's just not enough time to explore everything that he did in this show. Because, like I said, the horror stuff is just one part of the show. The show is very deeply layered with so many amazing characters, and all of them have their full arcs and stories going on. So I just, it was impossible to do in one movie. So I'm just glad that it was a series, and I'm kind of disappointed that it was a limited series. So usually when it's a limited series, they don't get a next season. Um, but I think it could get a next season, but I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll have to see. Probably because I could see it maybe getting a 3 season run because that's usually what Netflix do. But if it's a big success, if people are watching it, I think they'll definitely want him to come back and do another
I
season.
hope
And
so.
hopefully there's potential. Hopefully there's the potential of it. So yeah,
He could he could do so much more. Let's just say that.
okay. Leave it
Yeah.
there.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this. I would definitely recommend it. And if you like horror, if you like great storytelling, if you like great characters, this show is definitely for you. I wouldn't say this show has as much horror as, Haunting of Hill House or some other horror stuff. It's not very scary, um, but it does, it's just great storytelling. For that alone, I think you should definitely check it out.